Let's take this conversation forward. We have international trade expert Abhijit Das joining us for a quick chat on the phone line this morning. Thank you, Mr. Das, for being with us. Now, how would you interpret it? Should we start getting a little more optimistic that the call is maybe a precursor to something more definitive?
Yes, absolutely. The call certainly indicates that the prospects for the trade deal, or at least the first phase, which was to have been concluded by fall this year, those prospects have definitely brightened, coupled with Jamieson Greer's statement that this is the best offer received from India, lends further strength to the possibility of the trade deal being round the corner. But having said that, we also need to recognize 2 points. One is that the phone call between Prime Minister Modi and President Trump did not include any reference to the Russian oil penalty on India. I'd have loved to see that having been part of the conversation. And the second very important point is that it's been an excellent move on part of the government to put the readout of this conversation on the social media. We all know how President Trump is prone to what can generously be called exaggerating claims in his telephonic conversations. So it's great that we have the Indian perspective on what actually transpired. So in a nutshell, we are very close to the trade deal, but we will have to see whether the eventual outcome is fair, equitable, and balanced, as had been mentioned by Mr. Piyush Goyal, our Commerce Minister.
Abhijit, morning. Prashant here.
Morning,
when we say trade deal, Abhijit, you mean the 25% penal going away, and then so you expect what? I mean, when we hear, we wake up to what, like a effective tariff rate of 16-17%. Forget the rate. My question is not so much about the rate, but will it be, do you expect that the penal 25% to go away and then to work to start on the other reciprocal 25, or?
What I expect is that the penal 25% on account of the Russian oil tariff will certainly go away. Not only that, the reciprocal 25% reciprocal tariff, that should also come down, I guess, to about 15 to 16%. So this is the least that we must expect from the first phase of the trade deal.
But, Mr. Das, so what will be the bargaining chip? What you're describing is an absolutely wonderful, ideal situation, but something's got to give, right? And we know the sticky points. We've been discussing them for the better part of this year. So what will it be? What will it take to get there?
Sticking points, I guess, will continue to be, number one, some items in agriculture. In particular, issues around India accepting health certification of, let's say, dairy, meat and poultry products into India. That has been part of the U.S. deal with, let's say, Malaysia, whereby Malaysia had to give up its own health requirements and mandatorily accept the U.S. certification. That could be a sticking point for India, particularly in respect of dairy sector, where there are concerns on religious grounds about the feed which goes into the cows. So that could be one sticking point. Another sticking point could be digital trade. And there, one important issue could be on the e-retail platforms, where I speculate, and there may be some basis for the speculation, that there could be some pressure on India to move away from the marketplace model into an inventory model.
Abhijit, we'll continue to track this with you. Thank you very much for joining us bright and early. Appreciate you coming on here on CNBC TV 18.